Oh, guys, I have to say, the transfer window opened 2 episodes ago. We're entering episode 3 right now, and we finally got some budget. That was the biggest thing that I tried to achieve. It's not loads, of course. It's only around that £5 to £6 million mark, but it is enough to actually sort some things out. Because if you have missed the last 2 episodes, I'm going to give you a brief oversight in a few moments time. But before any of that, hit that like button. Of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single video in this series. It goes live every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. So just thank you for the support on it. It's been absolutely brilliant. And of course, a couple of days ago we reached 1,600 subs. Amazing. Thank you. Absolutely thank you for that. But anyway, Joswick was the biggest thing that happened. We sold him for £8.7 million, and we actually got around a £7 million to our current transfer budget. That's an insane amount, how much it actually took. Couldn't believe it, if I'm truthfully honest. But this was another big thing. Evans is now going to be joining another team at the end of his contract. Wharton is going to be joining another team at the end of his contract. And the biggest one right now, if I can actually find him, is David Raya will be leaving at the end of his contract. Unfortunately, we had a deal fall through, which was Scott Wharton, just before the transfer window opened. And we was going to sell him. We went to sell him. And we went to do negotiations straight after. And then, unfortunately, the window opened. And every single one of my players got caught out, basically. That was it. They got poached. There's no other way to put it. This guy's been recommended, Wesley. This guy's been recommended, but unfortunately we don't have the budget this season to actually sign someone big like this. I got a feeling this is a season 4 drop, in all fairness, to splash out like 30 million on the striker, which I think is something that we actually need to do. But what are we doing today, guys? We are going to be going through a lot of transfer negotiations. We're going to be sorting out this Spurs game, hopefully batter them, and of course we have transfer deadline day. But first things first, I need to sort out these contracts. Right, so we have a lot of players. As you can see, 6 months left on this contract. We need to get some contracts down. But anyway, let's have a look. Contract negotiation. Let's jump on into it with Bradley Dack. Of course, one of our star players in the actual side. And we have got Jack Grealish, but Bradley Dack still doing his bits in this. I got a feeling he's going to want quite a big, hefty price tag on that. So we're going to offer him that critical role, which is kind of no surprise. He has maxed out, though, on that potential at 78. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Going to offer him 4 years. I got he's not going to set that. 2 years? Nah. That ain't happening. Got to be at least 3 years. Not negotiating a contract with you in 2 years' time. So he's happy with 3. We'll have him until he's 30 and we can offload him. But we might end up actually offloading him. I want to try and get him further down the food chain, basically. So we'll hire a couple more players, bring them in, and he'll go further down in all fairness. Because Jack Grealish is a very good player. 41 grand. Mate, you're having an absolute laugh. 41 grand. Right, I'm going to offer you 35, which I think is fine. And a signing bonus, wow. I'm going to offer you 500 grand to see if you'll accept that. That's a lot in all fairness. That is a lot. 25 appearances. He plays like 40 every season, which is mental. See if he accepts that 35 mark. 39, he's gone up a little bit about. To be honest, my main priority at the moment is to get these contracts sorted. It's how look what his final wage is. Unfortunately, Bradley Dack was stubborn with his actual wage. We got him down to 39,000. Initial offer, that 44 grand. So quite a big budget to actually stick with. But in all fairness, he's a very good player for us. So we need to take that in consideration. He is our starting 11. So let's have a quick look. We have got on a 3-year contract now, which is absolutely huge. And let's jump on into, let's have a look and see who actually has a couple of months left. At Padu is another one we're going to have to sort out. Evans, these are going anyway. He can go. I'm not bothered about him. Joe Nuttall, I want to... Right. This is the next one. Lewis Travis. He's only going to be on a low wage, which is fine. But I want to get him on like a 5-year contract. He's a starting 11 player. He's playing a lot of football. So, let's see what his final wage will be. So Travis has come in, right, with an absolute huge 30 grand he wants. £30,000. I'm going to go in. He's going to storm off. That's my concern. I'll go in for 22 and I'll offer him 300,000. That's 8 grand below what he wants. He's a squad rotation player. That's a big budget. I'm shocked. but he's gone for that. Twice so much. Like, why do you think you're worth that much? Travis, I got one lie. I can't really put a price tag on him. He's that good. Absolutely love him in this game. There it is, 25,000. So he's gone from a £3,000 contract a week to an extra 22 grand, which is just mental. Absolute mental. That's a big one. But you know what? It had to be done. It had to be done. But anyway, right, let's jump into Atpadu, because Atpadu's one of the star players in our team. And we need to actually get him under a good contract. He's got 6 months left. He's coming on a squad rotation, so maybe we could potentially have that again. We'll wait and see. Let's see what his final deal is. So I'm wondering if he's actually going to kick off. So I'm going to offer him 15,000, and we'll see. And I'll offer him a 250 signing bonus. He's squad rotation, but that doubles his weekly salary. In all fairness, let's add a bonus as well. If he makes 10 appearances, we'll give him. Let's have a look. Let's see what he says. 15,000. That's a fair offer. He's accepted it, so he's doubled his salary. In my first season with Blackburn, I reduced everyone's salary. I got it right down. Very good contract negotiations. Saved a lot of money. But this season, it is everyone just wants a bit of dollar from the board. They do. But anyway, who's left? Reyes, unfortunately, going to be leaving the side. Joe Nutter on the side. Bennett is currently looking to be sold. We only have around 2 mil to actually spend out the 6 mil that we did. I've got the contract sorted, so that's fine. I got a couple of people who are actually like, you know what, I'm glad you're sorted. Now I've got you done out the way. I want a bit of budget for my... Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go into my youth staff, and I'm actually going to set a few scout networks just so it's done out the way. Because what I've done, I've set these up, but I haven't even found players because I didn't have the budget. But anyway, right, we put them up for 6 months, and we'll do... any type of player. Yeah, let's do any type of player. And we'll also do the same for this guy. But we're going to set this guy down in Australia. Down in the A-League. And we're going to do 9 months. And we're going to find an attacker. Maybe the next Viduka, potentially. Or the Harry Kewell of the world. So we got that set up. So that's kind of the main thing there. And I think it's difficult now where I think, you know what, where should I actually improve? Because a striker's where I want to spend the money, but I need a bit more depth. I'm probably going to go for another central midfielder. Because we do have Grealish, who can go in this team as well. But he's that change here for Bradley Dack. Travis as well, and Tonali. We need replacement them because we do have Barry Banham. And we have Zaniolo. Actually, I don't need a midfielder, really. I don't really need anyone. I might... I don't know. I don't know what to actually do with my funds. That's kind of the biggest thing. But anyway, what I'm going to do now, while I think about that, what I think to actually do with the side, with that only couple mil I have, I'm going to sim this game against Spurs, and let's see how it goes. Have a look. Blackburn. No players have come in, but we've made 8.7 million. A lot. So, Raya was worth like 7 mil. Oh, man. What I'm actually going to do... because our deals are falling through, we're going to have a couple of new signings, basically. And I'm going to show you those new signings right now. So, I'm going to bring back Davenport from his loan. We're going to get him back into the side a little bit so we have a little bit more depth in the midfield. I'm also going to leave Bronco out on loan. Almada, that was kind of the biggest ones. Didn't know whether to actually bring him out on loan. But what I'm going to do is bring back these two. Ben Brereton we're going to bring back. That's 170 grand. But he'd be a very good player for us. So recall Chapman as well. Even though I've literally just loaned Chapman out, I need him back in the side. I need that depth, unfortunately. So we've taken a risk here and it didn't actually work. But Butterworth Jackson, we'll leave that on loan. So we kind of just brought in a couple of new players. Armstrong we'll leave on loan. Almada, do I want him? Do I want Almada back in the side? Because we just brought back... No, I'm not. I'm going to leave Davenport in the side. For it to have a defensive player because we got Dat and Grealish. To actually go in our attack midfielder row, and also Barry Banham was slot there as well. But anyway, they were the new signings. So we brought in Ben Brereton back. He's come back from on loan. He could potentially help us out in that striker position. He's gone at the 76 rated as well, so he's growing really well. So what I might actually do is set up a what do you call it? A training session for him and just see how much I can actually get him up by, because that'll be absolutely brilliant in all fairness. But yeah, let's see if anyone else actually sells. Let's sim forward to the end of the transfer window. So I've been having a nose on the free agents. A lot of our players, a lot of our former players are actually on there, like Tomlinson, for example. He was really good for us, actually, to be honest. But there's a few players which, like this guy looks half decent from his stats. Very strong. I'm assuming he's quite tall by the sounds of it. But there's a few players in there, and to be honest, I might have a little propaganda. Like, I was looking at actually bringing Hart back, Sam Hart back to the side, just as a bit more of a depth thing. And also there's a couple of players that kind of stand out in all fairness, like this Fernandez guy I'm kind of looking at. And also this player here. He looks really good in all fairness. So I'm actually going to scout these. I'm actually going to jump into negotiations. I'm going to show you how they all go. So, transfer deadline day is now basically done for us. So, what has happened in this transfer deadline day? No one big has actually joined the side. That's kind of the biggest thing that we need to talk about here, that no one huge has. But we have signed a couple of players who are youth prospects, right? These could be good, these could be bad. I'm literally bringing a lot of these in due to depth. Jamel looks insane. He's 63 rated. He's 18 years old. The guy could be absolutely incredible for us. He's the same rating as Marco Roas. So we're interested to see how that goes. We brought in Sam Hart again. We brought him back to the side, just a bit more depth down the left-hand side. We brought in another centre-back called Bloomfield, who's 54.6 rated. He looked a lot higher than that, to be honest, but hey-ho. And then we got Dahlberg as well, who looked a lot higher than that, to be truthfully honest. So he's worth around 190 grand. Even if we don't keep these players, we could sell them. We can make ourselves some pretty decent money here. But anyway, here's some in-game stats from as well. This guy I'm really interested in. I think I got myself a little bargain here. Look at that. This guy could be very, very good at 18 years old. He's already 63 rated. Unfortunately, no skill moves on that front. And also Bloomfield. Bloomfield, I thought looked decent. Initially, he looked decent. But years 19 could be very good for us. Dahlberg. By any chance, is this, I highly doubt it, Ibrahimovic's regen? I wonder, you never know. Because, wow, look at those stats, sprint speed, acceleration, impact sub inbound, I can actually see that happening. Drop you for Joe Nuttall, because Joe Nuttall kicked off the wages, so he can be dropped. But anyway, guys, that is our transfer deadline day special. It wasn't exactly that special in all fairness. Sign a top player. Hello. Unfortunately, we had to bring a couple of players back. A few deals didn't actually happen, which I really wanted to happen. But we end up ending that Premier League deadline day with a couple of players actually coming in on a free. And it looks pretty good for us now, heading to the end of the season. We've got a couple of players now in on depth, so that's pretty good for us. And I think that impact sub could be really good. And Ben Brereton is back in the side as well. But anyway, guys, I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Of course, if you enjoyed the series and you want to watch more, hit that subscribe button, because it will mean a lot, guys. We did have a Chilean offer for that role, and we got another one. Who are they? Bolivia? Is that Bolivia? I can't even see the team name. I'm not catching on. South America. I don't know. Yeah, it is Bolivia. But anyway, right, we're going to reject that, and we're going to reject all the offers as well, because you know what? I don't want to do any international until next season, potentially. But anyway, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, subscribe if you want to see more. But thank you very much for all that support, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.